Dana Bash. Dana, you're getting some new information on why Pence, the vice president-elect, all of a sudden he was elevated, he's put in charge, Chris Christie a bit demoted.
Well, first and foremost, Mike Pence is somebody who knows his role. He's already going to be the vice president, so he doesn't have to put himself in a transition role, and he's not vying for anything, which is probably a big reason why Dick Cheney back in 2000 took on that role for then President George W. Bush. But the other reason is because Mike Pence genuinely has a lot of insight and experience with Capitol Hill. He was a member of Congress for 10 years, a member of the Republican leadership, and also, of course, governors out in the country, because he is one. He is a sitting governor of Indiana, and he has formed a real bond with Donald Trump over the past several months since he was picked. He says all the time, he said it to us several times in interviews, that they talk multiple times a day. And that is the main reason why Donald Trump was convinced that Mike Pence is the guy to pick, because he said he wanted somebody with that kind of experience if he were to win the White House.
One of the most important decisions is who's going to be the White House chief of staff. And that's expected to be announced fairly soon.
Right. This was the role that's been fast-tracked. Still is expected to happen as soon as Monday. We don't know for sure, because people who are telling us that say that was the plan going, sort of into today, into the transition meeting that they had at Trump Tower, and that anything could change. But as Sarah just reported, certainly the lead contender is Reince Priebus, the RNC chair. I was told that once that kind of got out into the ether, the day after Donald Trump was elected, that Steve Bannon, whom Sarah just talked about, is somebody who is very well known inside kind of the alt-right or conservative universe. He threw his hat in the ring, and that there is a lot of pressure mounting on Donald Trump to pick Reince Priebus, particularly from people who he will be working with now that he is not just the outsider, but he has to work inside the White House and really want to get things done. And Reince Priebus is somebody a lot of people think who can do that, who can bridge those two worlds. He's spent a lot of time with Donald Trump. He's gotten to know him very well. He helped run debate prep, and he's best friends with the House Speaker. They're both from Wisconsin, which in some ways the people who elected Donald Trump might be skeptical of, and Trump himself might be too. But it seems to be is the reason why he's a leading contender. But Steve Bannon, I'm told, even if he's not chief of staff, he will have a serious role, because he also has a calming effect on Donald Trump because he trusts him.
And Reince Priebus is well liked by all the Republicans here in Washington, very well known as well.
Yep.
All right, Dana, thank you.